Hey guys, Anon Killer here. I'm going to be showing you how Nmap can be used for easy port scanning and vulnerability analysis. First thing we're going to do is that if you've already installed Nmap, you can either use the GUI interface or we can use the command line. I prefer the command line, so we'll start with that. Once you open up your command line, you'll be able to do the commands such as nmap -t4 time aggressive -a, capital A, and then -v, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and do a scan on hackthisSite.org, which is a website that allows you to pretty much scan, do whatever you want with it legally. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I bet you're wondering, oh, you need to ping hackthisSite.org to get the IP address so that it doesn't mess up on the command. Well, no, it automatically resolves it for you, which is good thing about Nmap, is that it will automatically resolve the IP address of the website you put. It'll also work with IP addresses as well. So let's go ahead and run the command. Now it'll start it and it will log it to an XML if you allow it to. See, as you can see here, it resolved the IP to 198.148.81.139. Now it will start scanning for the ports, which it got 443, 22, SSH, 80, HTTP, so on and so forth. We're going to allow that to finish its scan. Now it's doing a service scan, which it will detect what versions of these ports are open. For example, port 22, what type of SSH client it's using, or so on and so forth. Now it's doing operating system detection, and it's most likely going to detect Linux, because we're not on a local area network. Now it's running some scripts, which I'm not sure which scripts they run by default, but you should get the hint. We'll wait for this to finish. Now if it hangs for a little bit, don't mind that. It's just continuing the script. As long as you don't see that you're back at your folder, whatever you're at, as in like up here you notice it says location of where my CMD first started up. As long as it doesn't show that again, then you're fine. It'll also do a trace route, which is good. It'll show how many hops it is to that area, making things tell you how quick it'll be if you were to actually attack the website. Notice that when it did the operating system detection, it did 2 tries to make sure that it was what it thought it was. It does a percentile of what it thinks it is, and whichever one is the highest, they assume that it's that one. Now it should almost be done. While we're waiting, we'll show you the GUI. Oh, well, it did it before I could do that. Well, I'll show you right now all the stuff it brings up. As you can see, on port 80, it detected to see if there was HTTP robots.txt to disallow entries. So at IP address /robots.txt, and we could go check that out. 443 was SSL, and GINX, which is the server. Now let's look for the SSH. Here it is. It's running OpenSSH 5.8. Now, for vulnerability analysis, we could use this to find vulnerabilities for that version of OpenSSH. So let's say we have a vulnerability of privilege escalation. We could send it towards the login page or so on and so forth, whatever you want. As long as it's using that same version of exploit payload, then you will be able to attack and do it successfully, hopefully. Now we're going to show you the GUI, which will take about the same time. This is called Nmap GUI, though it uses the same modules and such as it is Nmap. Now notice you have profiles now. You can select between all these. So we're going to do the same thing. Notice the command. You can edit this out yourself. But you also have GUI elements on the left and right. Now we'll go ahead and start the scan. It should have the same results. Now since we already know that this is going to take a while, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. Alright, and we're back. Now this time, it only noticed port 443 and port 80 due to the speed. Now don't mind this, it doesn't mean that it's actually not up anymore. It means that it scanned too quickly and didn't notice it. You can change this by changing T4 to T3, T2, T1, depending on how fast you want it. Higher it is, the faster it'll go, but less likely to detect. Now notice we have an operating system and host. Gives us services and tells us what's open. So it thought this operating system was FreeBSD, accuracy of 93%. Now it even also creates a topology of the network, which also shows the trace route. Now let's zoom in on this. You can go to controls and zoom in and add the ring route or whatever you want to do. And you can save this as well. Alright, that's the end of this video. If you like the video, rate, subscribe, do whatever you want. I do this for fun, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.